I want to bring up one thing that you said to me about when I, approached you about what was happening in your life. I thought it was really interesting. You said I always knew it, but I just didn't want to put that attention, that kind of, I didn't want to face it because I had failed before in another marriage. Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio. Welcome, everybody, to the Calm Down podcast. This is the pregame portion of your program. As I initial these things, you guys writing questions, comments, and concerns. Remember, you can do them anonymously, which I like. Maybe I'll start submitting questions anonymously. You won't know it's me. I don't know. See what happens. You stole Erin that Andrews from me. I told you I had a question I wanted answered. Oh, remember?
I didn't steal anything from you.
And
but
that one took a turn.
I was going to say, you never submitted that because there was definitely more questions than answers in that situation offline.
Terrible.
All right, you guys. First things first. Oh, this is cute.
Yeah.
AK 801, favorite board game. My favorite board game is Clue. It always has been.
Ooh.
I still have a dream. Oh, okay. Well, then you won't be coming to the Clue party that I want.
Not good at
what
it.
I wanted. Okay. Well, what I've always wanted to do is have a Clue party in real life, and everyone dresses up as one of the characters: Colonel Mustard, Mrs. Plum, Mrs. Scarlet, Mrs. White, whatever. And then you have a murder mystery party. I think it would be so fun. I love this game, although I was always perturbed that you had to have at least 3 players because no one ever wanted to play. Clearly, you won't be playing with me. So 3 players, loved it. Second runner-up is Chutes and Ladders. Go.
I was going to say Chutes and Ladders, but I have a question. In Clue, there's a character named Colonel Mustard.
Yes, he is, as you can assume, the mustard
Yellow?
color of the little peas. Yes, Colonel Mustard in the conservatory with the wrench.
What's a
Classic
conservatory?
character. Okay, she's not playing. Conservatory is one of the rooms where you can. Do you know what a wrench is?
Yeah, but I don't know what a
wrench in this one.
conservatory is. Is that where nuns are?
No, that's a convent.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fresh off a flight from Philadelphia.
She is. And we will talk about that on our full length podcast. This one had the game of the year last year, and there were fights and all sorts of things.
Put your finger out of my face.
You really do look
Get your finger.
Great.
No,
with a slick back pony.
Well, it's slick back because it still looks like crap from yesterday where it was raining and misting the whole time. And I just clearly said, you know what? The fact we don't have hair out on the road, this is exactly why. Because this hair looks crazy. Anyways.
Well, I'm going to save this for the full length podcast because you also don't realize that the second that your camera goes up, we hear everything and see everything you do. So when you were like, I look like a wet dog, this is crazy. There was a million things I wanted to text you, but you were going to go into your hit. So I was like, I'm just going to lay out on this one.
I looked crazy.
The comedy is in the shit that you say before. Sometimes during yesterday, which, by the way, Terry's like, oh, you've got jokes. I like the theatrics. And I'm like, no, that's just Erin doing a report like a normal person and having personality. Yeah. Okay, I digress. We'll talk about this on the full length podcast.
7 hours before I needed to. We'll talk about that. I'm writing it down. Being at the game 7 hours before I need to. Okay, anonymous. We love anonymous. Keep them coming. We won't say who you are because we don't know. It's anonymous. My best friends and I hate one of our friends' boyfriends. Ooh, he can't hold a job, very negative and picky, and even got them to spend thousands on a dog that he takes no part of. We've noticed he influences her to make bad financial decisions, even though she used to be very financially smart. They've been dating for about 5 years. Should we talk to her? Yes!
Was this an old submission by you from previous boyfriends of mine? Because there's a lot of boxes that were checked off here of various people in my past.
Why was it taking you 5 years to talk to her? That's crazy. And I'm sure she probably knows you don't like him anyways. What's wrong with her? Doesn't she want to save her money? Financial decisions. Does he have a job? Oh, no, he can't hold a job. Yes, I think you bring it up to her. This is crazy.
I'm going to talk to you, Mrs. or Mrs. Anonymous, Ms. Anonymous from Expand and grab some hummus because this is going to be a minute. I have been on this side of it. And my lovely co-host and girlfriend, Erin, on this side, told me a lot of things about my my previous situations and brought to light things that I did not want to see. I chose to ignore, even if I knew they were there. She put a spotlight on them all. And as hard as it is to hear it, especially from the people that you love, they are saying it because they love you and they want the best for you. So I think you're doing your friend a complete disservice by not being totally honest with her about this. And especially if she keeps complaining about the same thing over and over again. I'm going through this with some friends right now where it's like I hear the same thing over and over again. And finally, I'm like, change it, because I'm someone who
seriously, you are? You haven't told me this.
I am. I know, because you've
That's
been
an
busy,
anonymous
but
submission.
Oh
no, I'm having a midlife crisis. We'll talk about that in the big show.
We'll talk about all things. Yeah, because it's like I'm someone who will I'll give you a lot of runway. But then once we're off that runway, it's the end of a cliff. And I can't keep endorsing or supporting the same narrative. I've read the same chapter of your book over and over and over again, and I'm bored. I'm putting the book down, and you come back to me when you want to write the next chapter, because this is boring and I just want my friends to be happy. So unless you want to make a change, and I'm saying this to the anonymous friend or the friend that I have, that unless you want to make a change, then it's going to be the same shit over and over again. So
I will say this. I'm not sticking up for your anonymous friend, which I can't wait till your anonymous friend submits a question to us about you. I had this friend and she hosts a podcast and now she just talked about me publicly. Oh, so nice to hear from you, Anonymous.
God.
I want to bring up one thing that you said to me about when I, approached you about what was happening in your life. I thought it was really interesting. You said I always knew it, but I just didn't want to put that attention, that kind of, I didn't want to face it because I had failed before in another marriage. And as simple as that sounds, I fucking got it. And I felt bad that I didn't see it that way. But then I was like, all right, come on, we got to get out of this. This is so unhealthy.
No, you were my harshest critic. And I say this because in life, you are my harshest friend. And you have also, and that's a good thing, because you will tell me truths that a lot of people are probably afraid to say, or don't want to hurt my feelings, or don't want to, whatever, put that on me. But you have also pushed me to make the best decisions in my life because of your honesty. So it'll make me emotional thinking about it. But if I don't get that from you, then I really don't get it from a lot of people, because it's...
No, we all have our friends that do that. Yeah.
Yeah. And you are. And so it's the best and the worst thing in the moment, because you're like, fuck, she's right. But it's a really good friend will say things that you don't always want to hear, but you need to hear. So
I need to hear who you're talking about, but we won't, because that person's anonymous. So probably listening. Anyway,
okay. But yes, go ahead and tell your friend if you're a real friend. And by the way, and I will say this too, because this is the last part on this, and I could do a whole podcast just on friends and this very topic. Oh, time's up. I would say be prepared for her to get mad, and if it hurts your friendship, then you probably didn't have the friendship that you thought that you had. And that's where you kind of need to be like, all right, I'm willing to lose this person as a friend, or lose the closeness of the friendship if she can't handle it, because that's just what comes with the territory. Oh, girl. Come to us. So
we're really calm down today, Ugh.
Okay, Morg Fielder. Yep. Oh, this is great. This is for you, sister. Expecting my first baby in 8 weeks and freaking out. Tips for newborn life.
You
my
should
mommy,
be.
Sita.
You should be. This is the wrong week to ask me. I'll preview it for the big show. I had my first big panic, anxiety, chest pains week, and just tough. So enjoy.
You're 6 months in.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Enjoy these next 8 weeks, because after your kid comes, it's never going to be the same. Make sure you've got everything done on your checklist. Make sure you have everybody in order that you want coming and helping you out, because I obviously didn't physically have my baby, but once your baby comes there, your world is upside down. So just make sure you get your plans in order now and enjoy the QT time with your partner, because it's over. It must have been love, but it's all... Jared, that's a dedication to you. No, we're not getting divorced. Everyone relax. Here's my
here
ring.
we go.
There we go.
Oh my God.
God.
Jesus. This is the time I need to put on a calm down sweatshirt. Okay. Next question.
Okay. Knitter Beth 509. Travis and Taylor are still loving it or over it? I love it. I still love it. I gotta be honest. I am really into this song right now. Like I think about it when I'm trying to go to sleep.
What?
Da-da-da, da-da-da. Let's fast forward to 300, take out coffees later. Is it over now? Jillian Gregory, our resident makeup artist, had a great song. Hey, why didn't that song slap when she first released it like it slaps now? Why is it so popular now?
Is that what the kids say?
Yeah.
Slaps?
It's a great
I don't
tune.
know any of the verbiage.
But I'm into them still. Do your thing, guys.
I will tell you this right now. Here's a fun fact. And no, this isn't a plug for the podcast. But probably about the last 3 weeks, I have listened to You Need to Calm Down on my way into work in the morning at 4:30 a.m. because it just puts me in the right headspace where she's like, it's 7 a.m.
You're being
like
so loud.
You're so loud. I'm like, this is how I have felt about everyone in life.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it is too early. It is too much.
Yep.
If you don't like it, just leave me alone and calm the fuck down. So yeah, I blast that thing going down Pico Boulevard with my coffee and it starts my day off right. And I whip on into that Fox lot and I am just as happy as can be knowing that she has set the literal background and soundtrack to my life.
And listen, I know we're going over, but I got a little intel this weekend from some wags out in Philly, not Eagles wags, and I'm not saying they're 49ers wags. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but some NFL wags. Yep, no, they're NFL, and somebody asked in front of me if what the gals on their team thought, and they were like, "Love it, adorable," and they were like, "You know why?
Good.
Because that's a man." And she's with a man.
Yes.
Ooh, here's a good one. Here's a good take from an NFL wag, which I loved. She said this, for the first time publicly, it seems like she's with a guy that's not like, oh yeah, I'm with Taylor. Don't take my picture. I'm at the concert. She's with a guy that's
He's like Wall Street Journal. Yeah, I'm into it all.
I do.
I'm into it all.
Into it all. Mention it all.
And speaking of mentioning, we've got a lot to mention, discuss, and break down on the Full Length Podcast. I have a feeling, and I get a good feeling about something. You're not going to want to miss this one. We have a lot to discuss.
Calm Down with Erin and Charissa is a production of iHeartRadio.
For more podcasts from iHeartRadio, visit the iHeartRadio app, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your podcasts.